Hey guys, welcome back to MaxCast Dawn of War Unification. Today, as you see, we start in the main screen. We are not directly jumping into replay as I start with the video of today with the coverage of the Shoulder to Shoulder Cup, or how you want to call it, Tournament 10 that was hosted by boghatyrya. It's in 3v3 tournament and there were 5 teams. So quickly, in the beginning, talking about the teams, you see here their names and players. We have the Murder Time trio consistent of Roman, Avezearth and eXiDNa. I know Avezearth and I also know that Roman is pretty good, so this should be a interesting team. Then we have the team Unification Tournament Meta Team Vostroya P-Tech Edition, consisting of a Russian letter name that I think translates to fire, if I remember correctly. Then we have Katarzyna Devil and Stirnlieb Kaufmann. I do not know any of these players. I can only think that one of them is like v7.3.8, because he put in the team name in the Discord of the tournament, so one of them might be v7.3.8. And then we have the third team that are also Russian letters that translate to 3 bogatyrs. And bogatyrs are like, I looked it up, it's like some, in the Slavic folklore, some knights, kind of similar to knights errant to the Western folklore. And these consist of Osistin 15 Rus, Balter Rosjan, so this is the organizer, so he plays himself, TK Kete. Then we have the next team, the fourth team, no comments. This consists of ELM Alpha Legion, Mentringard and Yang Wen Li. I know that Alpha Legion and Mentringard are good players, and Yang Wen Li, I heard, is pretty good in the vanilla, so should be good here as well. And lastly, we have the War Elephants, consisting of Dark Ziggurat, Psyxots, and another guy with Russian letters I cannot pronounce here. So these are the 5 teams. And as there are 5 teams, the bracket isn't as clean. You can see it here now, the bracket. As there are 5 teams, there's one bound to have like a free win to the next round. This is here then the Unification Tournament team, meta team. And yeah, in the round 1, we have Murder Time Trio versus the 3 Slavic Knights. And in the round 2, the game would be no comments versus War Elephants. I do not have all the replays, or let's say not all replays for all rounds are working, as of the latest patch of Definitive Edition broke again stuff, and sometimes replay do not survive now because of this. And yeah, it's a bit of a mess, but I have at least for 5 rounds most of the replays, I think. And yeah, let's see. I will talk you through whenever the next video is what is the stage in the tournament, in the brackets and stuff, so you can see and follow. Okay, but without further talking, let's jump into the first game of Murder Time Trio versus 3 Slavic Knights. And here we are on the first map of this best of 3. On the, let's say, southern side, we have the team 3 Slavic Knights, consisting of boghatyrya as Salamanders, Osistin 15 Rus as Orks, TK Kete randoming Sisters of Battle. And on the other side, the give me a second, the team Murder Time Trio with red Salamanders. We have eXiDNa. With Legion of the Damned, we have Roman. And lastly, we have Avezearth in his signature Blood Angel. So we gonna have a bit of an interesting opener. We have also the Roman already scouting with his builder. You don't need a builder right away, so might as well scout. Having 2 builders ready. These are 3, right? 2. He builds his third one. You need 2 builders to capture relatively quickly. You need these buildings. I'm quite interested to see how Legion of the Damned turns out. They are bound to be very strong in the team games. This is a red salamander, so this is gonna be a bit of annoying start. We have a bit of a tech rush for boghatyrya over here, some engagements. I cannot hold all the tech progression and strategy, so bear with me. Okay, we're pretty much standard scouts into a force commander for the Salamanders. tier 2 rush from the Legion of the Damned. That's bound to happen. And Avezearth is going for a fully reinforced tactical squad with then the Tycho buff. On the other side we have 1, 2, 3 scouts for bogatыря. What do we have for the Orks? Probably the most standard opener, question mark. I do not see any Big Mac, however. And we have a Seraphim opener over here, so this should cover this. So there it is. And this was only 2 sluggers, I guess. 3 slugger opener. Okay, for faster map presence, I guess. And we have it already. The fully reinforced squad with the Captain Tycho buff can deal a lot of damage, but is kind of surrounded over here. Yeah, you need the help of these tech marines to do stuff, and there comes the saving grace in the form of this Big Mac. He can disrupt this, he can do a lot of damage. There's already the upgraded listing post. Avezearth disabling the buff when he returns. That's important because you also take more damage with the buff active, and this is quite a lot of models over here. How is this capping game? It's okay, but this contested point still is in the hands of bogatыря. More scouts coming in. There's like 1, 3, 4 scouts. You can get up to 5 scouts, I think. This is the 5th, so he did go for all scouts and no armories and no special weapons, no upgrades yet. On the other side, the Salamanders. What was it? We have Salamanders here, and we have okay, it's both sides having Salamanders. The Salamanders on the other side taking this point, so we have more or less a split map situation. There comes in the bikes. Tier 2 should finish, or should have finished already. Almost finishing. And then we will see probably some dreadnoughts. That's at least what I've seen in Hunter. This is the modified Rhino, okay? Hunter. I've seen a lot of dreadnoughts in team games, so that's why. Seraphim's helping out here. So team game is there. Oh, these are the enemies, sorry. They are now standing here. They should at least kill this listening post, I guess. Novitiate. So it's only 1 Seraphim squad, so he did not delete his generator. So he did for the 1 Seraphim into Novitiates, and then even now the Canoness. Canoness could get Inferno Pistol as well, as you have the Prismatine Sanctuary already. Okay, disengaging are now the Seraphims. They need to defend their own base, I guess. A minefield even from the Salamanders over here, and here we have now Inferno Pistol. Inferno Pistol should deal with the Salamander Commander. Commander is very tanky, but the Inferno Pistol is that good early on. So she will win probably, depending on the support. If there is more support, she needs more units. 1 squad of Battle Sisters or something. In the middle, however, the retreat... the forge being built over here as he has his tech marine over here, so this is kind of dicey. There's now the Hunter coming in, the Hunter doing God's work over here. This will be a juicy shot. Very long reload time, very accurate however. And yeah, as Definitive Edition also the units clump up a bit more, so this is kind of hard to withstand. Listening post is upgraded however, but you need more support. Yeah, the Orks need to come in, they need to teleport in and try to hunt the Hunter, I guess. Not sure if he has the custom gadgets already. And is he rushing tier 3? No, he gets at least 1 squad of legionaries before going to tier 3. And probably getting the upgrades on the listening posts for them. Not seeing yet, but legionaries get pretty good if you get the upgrades. The armory at the forge here is still standing, but this is 2 squads of tactical marines against 3 squads of scouts, so you can think for yourself who will win. On the other side, however, we have now 2 Salamanders with sergeants. So he's tier 2. And these are even the legionaries from Romance, so they are hard to be countered. You need some melee against them, but hard to get into melee with these tactical marines around. I guess the Seraphims could jump in and tie down 1 squad at least. But there's the Hunter already making the best of his time. Boom. So yeah, you see Legion of the Damned is pretty strong in these kind of team games. Situations where they are not in danger of losing their points. Only you do not need more than like 4 points to get to tier 3, where then they get very strong. They are even now, what are they called again? The Death Copters over here. They should, yeah, they make really good damage over here. So he did go for the air tower in tier 2. And we have some infiltrated stuff, so we need to stick to these points. This team side, these are tank busters, I guess. They look interesting. Very bright weapons over here. This could be either... This looks like a bug to me from the transparency thing from Definitive Edition, or the new shaders are like that weird. Oops. So those have lost the morale, they will take some damage over time. Not sure by what they are losing. In comes the Death Copter. So generally high mobility units like these Death Copters are really good, but this Hunter is meant to be an anti-air specialty unit. And the definitive clumping up as well, so this was like, I don't know, 1 million kills. So the Hunter dealing good damage against all targets, but is mostly, it doesn't show here, but mostly meant to be anti-aircraft. Holy moly, glad I captured this shot over there. More Death Copters, but yeah, you need to make sure to be out of range of this Hunter over here. Legionaries now having plasma guns, at least one squad. Multimelder, so he is tier 3 now. Multimelders are tier 3 locked. And what is he getting? We can't see the portal if you are not on his team. Let's see what does he go for. Nothing yet. Okay, sorry for the jumping around. In comes now Terminators. There we have it. It's all Terminators. So I think for the most part, if you get the Legion of the Damned into tier 3 uncontested, this is pretty much game over if you do not have another player killed in the meantime as well, because yeah, now with the Terminators in and the Hunter in the backside, the Hunter will get killed. It looks like he got stunned by the Big Mac, and now the repairs are true as well from these builders, so in the end it doesn't matter. Wow, a bit too late I guess, flamers and stuff, but yeah, I do not see how.
Orders on box.
ASM in tier 2, I guess. Is he tier 2? Yeah, he's tier 2. Almost tier 2. ASM in tier 2 is like early tier 2, I guess. Yeah. As Insna comes now a Rhino from eXiDNa with some Salamanders inside. And yes, relatively fast, I gotta say. Legionaries moving in. And yeah, these guys now starting to leave the game. This is GG when you kill one opponent and you do not have a big advantage on the other side. I mean, if they, for example, would have killed Avezearth in the meantime, for example, then you could have this like rotational base trade. But yeah, this is now 1 point for the Murder Time trio on the board here. This is a best of 3, so it depends if these, if the 3 Slavic Knights can turn it back and make it 1-1 in the next game, or if there's gonna be a clean sweep by the Murder Time trio. We will see in the next replay. And here we are on the second map, testing crowns. For the team 3 Slavic Knights, we have here Osistin Russ in the Orks again. Balter Roshern again as Salamander, so they all have the same factions. Tekai Katis, Sisters of Battle. Seeming not to be random, but if you see on the loading screen no colors, it is normally random, but somehow it isn't. Roman, of course, with the Legion of the Damned, more or less a similar opener as he did before. eXiDNa with the Salamanders as well, this time going for a tier rush it looks like. And we have Avezearth with his signature Blood Angels going for 2 scouts into Captain Tycho, I guess. 3 scouts into Captain Tycho, I would assume. Tactical Marines and Captain Tycho. Captain Tycho is here. Tactical Marines will soon follow, I guess. They are built faster, so I guess that's why for the openers on the other side we have this time a shooter opener. 2 sluggers into shooter into Big Mac, I guess. So the most standard opener there is for Orks. And we again have 1, 2, 3 scouts for now. And the generator. So the same opener from Baltair as well. Tekakete this time going for some Sisters of Battle. No, oh, he did go for the let's call it the standard Seraphim opener where he did go 2. Normally you do not get the Novitiate Sisters with this because you do not have the resources to build up your listening posts if you get the Novitiates instead of the Missionary. But okay. Roman going for his tier 2 rush. eXiDNa, also as already told you, probably a tier rush with the 2 generators. 2 generators is very greedy. Novitiates over here, dealing a bit with this Legion Outrider. The Legion Outrider can be dealt with now. It is Demon Armor medium and has of course the same trait that if he lost morale he will degenerate HP. And cannot reinforce it. It's not important for him, but he cannot get any special weapons. There are some more scouts shooting at him, so this Legion Outrider is soon to be dead. This time we have the Legion of the Damned on the outside, so this could be dangerous for them. There is a minefield already. Sorry. But yeah, these Sisters of Battle can do pretty well against them. On the other side, Avezearth with his full squad of tactical marines shortly will make short work of this listening post. The Big Mac needs to stick in range here. He can peel off some models or deal some good damage. In comes the sluggers now. They're getting together and trying to move in, but you see the damage surmounting now. In melee, I think if you are lucky with the Big Mac, it can be good, but it looks like Captain Tycho is actually focusing down the Big Mac, and that's not something you want to have happen. On the other side, a lot of Sisters and now even some Salamanders closing in for the Legion of the Damned, which is good. If you kill their listening post early, they are not getting any health regeneration on their HQ and can spiral out of control pretty well. Not sure if you see these, you need some detection for those. You need the missionary over, and once he is, you can kill these builders. I think that's the case. Yeah, they now see the builders and quickly kill them. They even see the listening post as well, decapping this point. So this doesn't look good for Roman over here. On the other day, yeah, a lot of skirmishes all around. Some scouts versus tech marine, some scouts versus shooter boys and Big Mac over here. A lot of scouts coming over to help over here, but yeah, only one listening post remaining. And now he's tier 2. What does he go for? A hunter again. I think you could surround the hunter and kill it here. I would highly recommend those guys kill this other point to destabilize Roman even more, but they now turning their attention elsewhere, trying to get this Legion Outrider, which they will probably do. Focusing the HQ is not a good thing. You need to kill the listening post first. You will deal some damage, but not as much as the degeneration will do. The degeneration is like 5 HP per second, I think, something like that. 5 or 10 HP per second. I think it's 5. So you will not deal 5 damage per second by just standing here attacking them. You need this listening post. I mean, he even uses the speeding up ability, so the listening post doesn't even provide anything. And I hope that he did go for the armory. He did, so he could go for some flamers. He needs to get some flamers so that the legionaries that come out actually getting flamed right away. Over here we have some scouts against these Sisters of Battle. Sisters of Battle shooting as much as they can and will kill those guys. The Sisters of Battle winning here as well. Trying to see here over here. Avezearth trying to keep his team in the game by being aggressive over here, but also there's the Big Mac getting points from him. Tier 2 seems to be finished, however. If I look at this position over here, Tier 2 is finished for eXiDNa, getting now a land speeder. And over here, yeah, there is already the first land speeder, and the land speeder turns this fight pretty handy. That's even a good turret. And the problem is now that he didn't kill this listening post. Yes, he did a lot of damage to this, but killing the listening post would have been, I think, the nail in the coffin, because it takes a lot of time to capture, it takes a lot of time to cap, to cap and to build up. So yeah, I think hindsight, of course, 2020, not sticking here, going over here, killing this listening post would have been the better move, especially if you could have killed the builders, which all take time to build. Orks now getting back, trying to get this point over here as well. Yeah, there's now the melter, combi melter for Tycho. He could get, no, he cannot get sergeants. He doesn't have a barracks. He now has. No, he's not tier 2. He's starting tier. Okay, this is, he's not tier 2. This needs to be more fleshed out, I guess. Sorry about that. Maybe I need to switch points now. And yeah, the land speeders here over here for an eXiDNa, the tier 2 rush. Yeah, I think they more or less could have killed Roman over here. Roman is now stable with 1 point or 2. Did he get another point somewhere? Let's quickly check. No, he did not get a point elsewhere. He only has 1 point. So 1 point should not be... he has the entrenched turret over here. This gives you stable... okay, then it is 2 and 1, and this stabilizes the -3 degeneration over here. Okay, I understand now. Yeah, this would be even better if you already try... If you kill this and then position yourself over here or something like that. I don't know. Because now you have a tier 2... tier 2 Legion of the Damned with a Hunter. And the Hunter, we have seen what it can do, getting in range, and they clump up a bit more. Jesus, this is gonna be dangerous. Even some Legionaries now standing back, so this is hard to engage. You would need some crack grenades, I guess. You would really need some crack grenades if I see all these land speeders, or some Celestians, or both. There are Celestians now. Crack grenades, if you get the Novitiate Superior, she has also some crack grenades, if I remember correctly, so this would be something. More and more Legionaries now being added. On this side we have now the Death Copters again. They are not really good at killing buildings. They can kill these Tech Marines, however. They need to make sure to not... How many land speeders are there? 1, 2, 3, 6 freaking land speeders, and a 7th being built, I guess. And these, some of those has multi-melters. Most of them have flamers, if I see it correctly. Yeah, but they're using the terrain to their advantage. Yeah, wow. On the other side now the slow march of the Legion of the Damned continues. More and more upgrades for the Legionaries. Tier 3 halfway done now. And over here the Death Copters now trying to do something. I mean, this map is pretty cool because you have all this kind of landscape and ridges and walls that you can traverse, but yeah, now the anti-vehicle, it would need somewhere else. Yeah, the Death Copters need to come over here to help against these guys. Tying up the Primaris is very important, as these guys dealing a lot of range damage, but there's also Captain Tiger in the squad dealing a lot of damage against the Big Mac. Land speeders now turning close. These are the from eXiDNa, and this is from Avezearth, so it's a 2v1 now over here. And we all know how 2v1s usually end. Tier 3 for Legion of the Damned now done, so there will be Terminators shortly, or Predators, or both. In comes a Rhino, however, from the other side. Hopefully firing in some reinforcements, because this is a lot of damage over here, and all these buildings from the Orks are made of paper mache, so they will die pretty fast. We have all these slag deposits in their base, so this is kind of interesting map design. In come now the Salamander Rhino, and popping out some Salamanders with melter gun, so they can kill some of those. But are they fast enough? Even some tank busters coming in, and there's an incendiary grenade. Ouch, dealing a lot of damage, at least it looks like. Yeah, more and more tank busters killing these guys. I need to switch teams quickly now, so we can see the tank busters in action. And these are the guys over here, so they will hold, kind of, but paying a big price. Look at the base of the Orks. This is some FX not disappearing. Again, not sure what is this. Melters, I guess. Or these incendiary grenades. Definitive Edition is quite a gem, I can tell you. Legionaries now, 3 squads of Legionaries, 1 with multi-melters as well, and a Hunter, and there should be Terminators coming in. Attica Centurios is out, and I would assume some Terminators somewhere, I guess. No? Not for now. Lightning fighters were trying to kill this hunter, but the hunter can be repaired, of course. Celestians over here, so these have now all lost, these guys have lost the morale, so they need to stand back. In comes the another big explosion of the Deathcopters. Crack grenades of the Celestians, they need to start to fire. Yeah, there down it goes. And now these legionaries can be dealt with. You need to go into melee, however. Celestians now turning into melee, wanting to turn into melee, dying before. Lightning fighter jet trying to kill stuff, and these guys, I mean, they will die eventually, but they stand here for now. Look at their HP drain is quite significant, so they will die eventually. They cannot move very fast even as well. Adicard Centurios will help with their regeneration, however. On the other side, the land speeders again, but there are now 2 squads of 3, or 2 squads of tank busters, so they will deal with these land speeders if they can hit. That is, if they are firing on the move, the accuracy is really piss poor. But this looks like a dead base of the Systems of Battle over here, even building turrets here because he can. And yeah, not seeing his tech progression, as I do not want to switch again. Look at the accuracy. This is so hard to look sometimes. They can kill so much before they die because the accuracy of these missile launchers aren't the greatest. I mean, they are infiltrated, so this is a big plus. I'm not sure sacrificing all these land speeders over here is the right move, but he did it. And now trying to deal with these Legion of the Damned again, standing here with a lot of infantry. I am still wondering, where are the Terminators? Donation received. Another hunter, I guess. Yeah, hunter will make, yeah, look at it go. Big damage against these Deathcopters. Killing this listening post would be nice, but I think the portal is stable now. Cannot see it, however. And again, Avezearth is being annoying. You're killing the HQ this time. And yeah, the Salamanders. Not sure how many Salamanders are in there, but they really need to come over here. But you see on the map they are more or less closing in. There's a strike to the HQ. Again, you do not need to kill the HQ. You cannot really kill the HQ. I mean, he tries. Yeah, killing the listening post is better, because this will destroy their regeneration. Regeneration is too high. 1000 HP. Okay, if he focuses now 600, 500, he's stabilizing on 400 HP. Holy moly. This was quite the interesting move over here. At this point it might be even better to come over here, but the most important thing I guess would be to drive actually through, kill this one, because this is worth 2 points of regeneration, and then trying to kill the HQ. But we already have a Rhino now with more Salamanders from the other side as well. Deathcopters coming in over here trying to kill the listening post. All the while the guys over here now supported with the Predator on this side coming in. Predator having the anti-infantry loadout for now and sticking to it. And a lot of flaming dudes now. This is Primaris Inferno. So Primaris Infernos, if you need to something to kill some Legion of the Damned morale, this is it. But moving, yeah, now even going into melee, which is the right thing, because in melee these guys are very bad. So this is quite a topsy-turvy game over here. These now the Death Company Rhino even coming in, and yeah, the Death Company Rhino can be helpful. More and more rhinos. Like, oh. These are some dead Salamanders if I've seen some. Wow. Completes the round from the LMA Salamanders and the Blood Angels over here with the Death Company here as well. Mr. Osistine rebuilding his HQ. Oh, this is so hard to see, this HQ. How much HP does it have now again? Yeah, it regenerates slowly. This is kind of sad. This was quite a move. Quite a move, and they didn't manage to do so. And here are some Salamanders keep striking. Terminator. The Salamanders are tier 3 as well. They are not Terminator assaults. Ah, these are from the enemy Salamanders. These are not the friendly Salamanders. These are not supports. These are more enemies. And in comes the Assault Terminators. I think the Assault Terminators are good. There's a Death Watch veteran even going into melee, getting a lot of damage dealt. However, I think this was from Attica Centurios, the point blank damage range. A Predator over here as well firing in. These are some Primaris Eradicators, and so if there is anything that was holding the space together, these Primaris Eradicators will make short work. They will kill this Predator, they will kill the buildings. In comes this time for the green Salamanders, the Primaris Aggressors, but they are too close. They like it to be more on the backside. And yeah, this turns south now. Very interesting moves all around. I like the early aggression against the Legion of the Damned, and I also like the pincer, trying to pincer move from Altair over there. Bit of better execution, like killing this Slack Deposit first and then going for the HQ would have been, I think, enough to kill them. But yeah, as the usual, hindsight 2020, some Death Company going ham against this listening post because they have nothing else to fight, I guess. Yeah, players defeated over here. First one. Second player, yeah, they are now conceding over here. Only Orks sticking in for now. So this turns out to be a 2-0 for the Murder Time trio. So they will advance to the round of 2 where they will fight Unification Tournament Meta Team. Sadly, these replays are not existent because they will not be able to be saved. So this games I cannot show you. I will show you next week. I do not remember off the top of my head who will advance from this. You will see it in the next video. Who won that. The next game we will cast will be in the round of 2 no comments versus War Elephant. So some more teams over here. Yeah, like using team game favorite factions by Roman is really good. They try to counter it really well with the Sisters of Battle advance and also with some Salamanders help and all that. Were really good in the beginning. Not sure if they would stick around a bit longer, if they could make more out of it. Probably not. But then the pincer move, if I would have really liked to see it work if we put it over here, because I think if we switch teams, yeah, the entrenched toad is still here. It did only have, okay, it's not even upgraded with a missile, so it would not kill the Rhino. So it could have killed it as it has not a lot of HP pretty easily and then go for the HQ. But yeah, hindsight 2020, GG to both teams, and yeah, as usual guys, thanks for watching and see you in the next video. Bye bye!